What the?
I bet no one expected this baby could fly.
Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds. Shadow, what are you gonna do with them?
Good morning! Today we've got a brand new toy review and I'm really excited for this one. Today we've got the Good Smile Company Nendoroid Shadow the Hedgehog. It's my autism! I'm like 45% sure that Shadow the Hedgehog made me trans. Don't have the source on that one, but God, I love him. No, Shadow is so fucking cool. Genuinely, like, top 2, like, video game characters ever. I see him, he makes me happy. I love Sonic Adventure 2. I love anything with him in it, even the bad ones. I love Shadow so much. And when Good Smile announced that they were doing a Shadow to go along with their Sonic and their Tails and their Knuckles, I had to complete the set. So I've got all 4 of them. I've yet to open Knuckles, actually. It's been a while. But I've got Sonic, Tails, so I obviously had to get the boy. So, packaging-wise, pretty simple, pretty standard for an Nendoroid. Big open window, Sonic, Shadow, 2,518. Shadow, Good Smile, Shadow. Gosh, Shadow. Shabo. Sank! Yeah, no, pretty standard Nendoroid packaging. If you've seen one of my Nendoroid videos, you've seen pretty much all of them. These figures are almost identical. Great. All right, and here we have Shadow the Hedgehog. Yay! There is not really a lot of great merch out there for Shadow. There's some figures, and the movie figure's quite nice. But there's not really a great, just true-to-form action figure of Shadow, and I hope a company can do that someday. But for now, the Nendoroid is pretty good. Here he is next to Sonic. I think Sonic is a smidge taller if you're just going by his quills, or like the bump on his head. I think Sonic's just a little bit taller. However, I think Sonic is almost 10 years old at this point, and Shadow definitely kind of looks like a step up. I wouldn't mind a 2.0 of this guy at some point. Detail-wise, it certainly looks like Shadow. You've got that angry grimace, a little bit of a snarl going on. Just looks like Shadow, honestly. You could probably just pop this head off and put it on an action figure and it wouldn't feel like a chibi. The red's really clean. Nice matte shade of black and red. It just looks really solid. It's got those little chest fluffs, which is a nice little touch. You can see the bit of red fur kind of poking out before his gloves. Then he's got, obviously, his gloves with his inhibitor rings. These don't come off, unfortunately. I mean, this whole thing comes off, but these don't. That was confusing. Gloves. And then, yeah, pretty simple. He's got his boots. Honestly, with the proportions of Nendoroids these days, it really just feels like they took, like, the main, like, defining details of a character and just... So you could just put these hands, these feet, and this head on, like, a normal scale Shadow figure, and it probably wouldn't look too out of place. These look really nice. And they are detailed underneath. You can see the gold for the little jet boosters. It's a nice touch. It looks like Shadow, and they did a nice job with the color. Yeah, no, this is a Shadow figure. Now, being a Nendoroid articulation-wise, it's not a lot. There's a ball hinge swivel kind of system at the neck. Arms swivel. I've always hated Nendoroid arms because they don't really peg in. Well, they peg in, but they don't like kind of peg in snugly, because it's just kind of like you slide it in and you let friction and you hope gravity keeps it straight. I wish maybe there was like a little like plug that it kind of into, kind of like how Marvel Legends will with a hand. I think that would be great on a Nendoroid. And then I can already tell the leg is starting to come apart just by moving it. Good Smile really needs to invest in something to make sure their figures don't kind of start to fight you, which is honestly like my biggest complaint with Nendoroids, right? I always feel like they're fighting me. You know, I want to play with it. I want to do this thing. I want to pose it. I'm not even play with it, just pose it a little bit. And the figure is just kind of fighting me. Even right now, just from like moving Shadow's arms, you can kind of see where it's starting to come undone. Like just that can kind of start to pull it. It's frustrating and it's annoying, but it's how Nendoroids have pretty much been since their inception, and hopefully Good Smile changes that at some point, because these are cute and they'd be a lot better if they were a little more solid to pose. All right, we're breezing it today. Now in terms of accessories, we've got an alternate face for Shadow. Kind of an awkward system because it's just like the eyes and then like the mouth, and they kind of stick out like that. It's kind of freaky. Yeah, just side eye, snarl, angry. Looks good, looks clean. I think that's a hair. That's a hair. And then you've got an extra neck peg just in case the one included breaks. Never had one break, but it's good to know. You've got an alternate arm where it is it's just bent at the elbow, I guess, if you want maybe a little more of a dynamic pose. I believe the intent is for him to hold his
Damn, fourth Chaos Emerald.
And then another bent arm. And this is it. I remember back in the day when like Nendoroids were kind of in their heyday, honestly. They just came with stuff, like came with all these accessories and all these things to make your characters look different, more dynamic, just fun, different looks. And now these days it's like, yeah, here's a faceplate and a hand. And overall, that is the Nendoroid Shadow the Hedgehog. A very quick review today. Just fine. I keep buying Nendoroids and they keep coming out just fine. I really like the Toriel and the Rousey, but the Sonic ones I've opened are just kind of, yeah, it's a little figure of a Sonic character. I think as time goes on and, I buy more figures, I'm starting to get a better idea of what I want, and it's just like action figures. Jax put out a movie Shadow that's like super articulated and it's really nice, and I really want them to do just regular Shadow because I think that would be perfect. Apparently there's one from Sonic Prime, but I don't know where to find that, but that one's probably the Shadow to go with. A lot of modern Nendoroids, like I said, the arms just slide out, the legs slide out, like there's no really attention or care to keeping things in the body. And it didn't used to be like this, because I looked at the Sonic, right? And they actually used to have the legs would click in. You see how there's kind of like that little smile face? That is the leg having kind of a bump in the peg to keep it affixed. And even the arms did it, like a little harder to get out. You can hear that pop because there's just a little bit of line that kind of creates that buffer of sorts. And modern Nendoroids just don't have that. I mean, even the heads had it. I think they still have it. Yeah, they still have it, but it's just a head. So definitely something to keep in mind. Also, why can he not hold his Chaos Emerald? You have to kind of just let gravity do its thing. I don't know why they didn't include a hand holding an emerald, or give the emerald like a hole that it could like prop into a stand, or maybe just have a hand that's got a little like peg in it that you can just slot it into. Just something. Because as it is, it's just fine. Honestly, I don't think he quite beats the original Sonic in terms of just, yeah, this is a nice little Sonic figure, which, does suck. Also, these seam lines are huge on Shadow right here. This doesn't come off or anything. This is just like this. And I know it's like this on Sonic, but you can see that they tried to kind of seal it up and hide it, but no real attempt on Shadow. So, was this worth the nearly $60? I don't No, not really. Ugh. But if you are as autistic about Shadow the Hedgehog as me, you probably already have this, and if not, there's better Shadow figures out there. There's plenty worse. I hear Jax put out a Shadow Generations Shadow with the Doom Wings, and it's really rough. So, you know, there could be better, but there could always be a hell of a lot worse. So, thank you so much for watching. That's all I really have. I'll put a link in the description. And let me know if you think of the figure. If you have a favorite Nendoroid or if you have a favorite Sonic character, I'd love to hear about it. All right, bye!
This is where Maria?